In this quarter, we have inequations versus the challenger inequalities. How are these two different from each other than the Pac-Man alligator symbol that your third grade teacher probably told you? What's the difference in the meaning of these two things?
One's greater.
So if they were in a fight, inequalities will win because it's greater? It's bigger, it's stronger, it's faster, it's better?
Well, in equations, it's saying that 7k equals 49, but in inequalities, it's saying that 7k is greater than 49.
Good, remember I'm recording this, so talk nice and loud. You're absolutely right though. And this one on the left, in equations, how many answers are there? How many things can make this true? How many things can make this true? A lot. So in equations, only one thing is going to make it true, whereas in inequalities, anything can make it true. You can put a 10 in here, a million, 10 million, a billion, a many-illion, any of those things are going to make it true. So it's the same process, the same steps, it's just how you interpret the answer that's different. So we're going to go about doing the same thing as the equation with the inequality. So what would we do here to solve this? Talk louder.
Divide by 7 on each side.
Good, so I'm going to divide this by 7, divide this by 7, so k equals 7. And I'm going to do the same exact thing, the same operation, the same inverse operation to the inequality to solve it. Divide by 7. The difference comes in how we interpret these answers. So on the left, what would make the equation true? What would we have to put in here to make the equal sign really balance out? There's only one thing, A. Not a trick question. You got it. Good, a 7. So the only thing that's going to make this equation true and balance out is a 7. But the inequality, remember, it's like Pac-Man eating this, so this side has to be bigger. So what can we put in to make this side bigger than the other side? We might put in 10, or we could put in an 8, or we could put in a
62.
or a 62. It's really an infinite amount of answers as long as your answer is bigger than 7, because Pac-Man eats what's bigger. We'll turn this into a little Pac-Man symbol. Should I make it Miss Pac-Man? I'll try and put the bow in the hair. So now it's Miss Pac-Man, not Mr. Pac-Man. So if Pac-Man has to eat what's bigger, it would have to eat the K, so K has to be bigger. It has to be an 8 or a 9 or a 10 or a million or a 62. Any of those things would make it true. So this one has only one answer to make it true, whereas an inequality has a set of answers. Any questions so far? Okay, let's try one. So example numero uno. X plus 2 is greater than 8. So what will we do to solve this? What are we going to have to do to solve this? Nice and loud. Good, subtract 2. So we would just minus 2, just like it's an equation. Minus 2. So x and 6, but x has to be bigger than 6. So what can we possibly put in here to make this true? 7. 70, 7,700,000, any of those would be right. I'm going to ask you to take this a step further and graph these on a number line. So if we wrote a number line here, what I usually do when I make a number line, it could be broken up by ones, twos, hundreds, thousands, millions, whatever you want, but it's kind of easier to take the number that you just solved for and put that in the middle, and then count up a couple, and and down a couple. So then I'm going to take the 6. We're going to have to draw an arrow one way on this number line. Which way should the arrow be going? Towards the 10 or towards the 2? Towards the bigger numbers or towards the smaller numbers? Nice and loud. The bigger numbers, because the bigger numbers are what's going to make it true. So we draw our arrow this way. So anything bigger than the 6 all the way to infinity is going to make it true. Okay, so now it would look like this. So could 6 be our answer? No, so I have to circle hollow because it has to be something bigger than 6. Now, just one little line, that changes everything. What does that one little line tell us?
That means greater or equal.
Greater or equal to. So now it could be 6. It could be 6 or bigger. Before it couldn't be without that line. It had to be bigger to it. Now it could be equal to or bigger. God bless you. So we also have to change this dot so it's, because now it could include the 6. Any questions? You guys are good.